necessities such as electricity, power of cars, and such have recently been running dangerously low. It is possible that the Earth can run out of most, if not all, of its oil within the next 40 years.
Once the Earth's non-renewable sources have diminished, it will take millions of years to finally be replenished. Scientists have recently been spending much time to research and obtain new ways for alternative energy sources.
The most efficient alternative form of energy is definitely geothermal energy. The way it works is actually quite simple and natural.
Deep inside the Earth's core, there is hot water and steam that can be used to heat homes and buildings to generate heat cleanly and effectively. Stephanie Watson, writer of How Geothermal Energy Works, states that part of the heat is left over from Earth's formation about 4 billion years ago. The rest comes from the constant decay of radioactive isotopes inside the Earth.
Geothermal energy would reduce CO2 emissions by a dozen. Compared to propane, natural gas, or air, geothermal energy would definitely be the cheapest method for energy.
Despite all these positive outcomes of geothermal energy, there could unfortunately be quite a few disadvantages to it. For example, geothermal energy has very high installation costs. In order to obtain it, huge time investment, a certified installer, and the skilled staff must be recruited. This can obviously be very costly.
Another disadvantage of geothermal energy is that it may potentially release harmful gases into the atmosphere. Many times, geothermal sites contain poisonous gases that can be escaped through holes within the earth drilled by the constructors. These gases can be hazardous to the environment and detrimental to one's health and well-being. Despite these negatives, more and more people in today's society are beginning to realize that the Earth's non-renewable resources will not be around forever. Therefore, they are switching to alternative energy methods such as geothermal energy.
The most common way of capturing geothermal energy is to tap into naturally occurring hydrothermal convection systems where cooler water descends into the Earth's crust, is heated, and rises to the surface. When the hotter water rises up, it is not difficult to capture the steam and use it to drive electric generators.
There are generally three designs for geothermal power plants: dry steam, flash steam, and binary system. The dry steam power plant has steam that goes directly through the turbine, then into the condenser, where steam is then condensed into water.
The flash steam power plant obtains very hot water that is depressurized into steam, which can then be used to drive the turbine.
The last kind of power plant used for geothermal energy is the binary system. This system requires hot water passing through a heat exchanger, where a second liquid is heated in a closed loop. The second liquid is then boiled at a lower temperature than the water, so it is more easily converted to steam.
Today, geothermal energy is most often used for the electricity and heat of buildings and homes. The United States is the leading nation with the use of geothermal energy, especially in San Francisco, California. A family has recently bought a new home. They are debating whether they should stay with the traditional, more wasteful way of powering the new house or whether they should try to power it using a more resourceful and environmental way. After doing much research and weighing the potential pros and cons of geothermal energy and central heating, they have come to a conclusion that the best and most efficient method to heat their home would definitely be with geothermal energy. They will be using a dry steam power plant. Although this will be way more costly of the two to power the house, it will all be worth it. The geothermal energy might even end up saving the family more money in the long run because they will not have the monthly gas and electric bills to pay any longer.
Since the Earth's non-renewable resources will not last forever, it is best to conserve them and not use them if there are many more alternative energy sources besides burning fossil fuels. Even though geothermal energy has some negative effects, it is the most environmental, resourceful, and money-efficient method of energy today.